"Dad, this place is a disaster. It's full of thorns, the trees are overgrown, and it's a breeding ground for pests. Let's just bring in the heavy machinery, level the whole garden, and put in a nice, clean swimming pool. It's the only way to make this property look modern." My son, David, was looking at my mother's wild, tangled garden with a look of pure disgust. To my children, this was just a liability. They saw a mess that needed to be paved over. They didn't see the woman who spent every spring here, planting heirloom roses and talking to the birds as if they were her old friends. I stood at the edge of the thicket, the smell of damp moss and wild jasmine thick in the air. I told them that if they touched one single branch of those oaks, I'd remove them from my life before the first leaf hit the ground. They laughed, calling me trapped in the woods. "It's just weeds, Dad," David sneered. "Let it go." That night, after the house went quiet, I took a lantern and a pair of shears and walked to the very back of the property, where a massive ancient stone wall was completely covered in wild ivy. I remembered my mother's favorite saying, "The most beautiful things grow in the dark, but their roots hold the truth." I didn't just clear the ivy. Behind a heavy clump of thorns, I found a small iron door built directly into the stone wall of the old garden cellar. It hadn't been opened in decades. I used the old heavy key my mother had left in her jewelry box. Inside wasn't gold or jewelry. It was a collection of original hand-signed land conservation deeds for the entire valley behind our house. It turned out my mother had been quietly buying up small, useless parcels of forest for 40 years, preserving them from developers. Because the land was now the only remaining green zone in the path of a major highway expansion, the government had been trying to find the owner of these specific parcels for a decade. The offer for a permanent conservation easement and the accumulated protection grants was over $5 million. The next morning, David arrived with a surveyor and a bulldozer, ready to level the jungle. "Ready to clear the air, Dad?" he asked with a smirk. I walked out and handed him the legal cease and desist order I just received from my attorney. "The garden stays," I said, my voice as steady as the old oaks. "And as for the pool you wanted, you can swim in the public pond, because you're officially banned from this estate for trying to destroy the very earth your grandmother saved." The look of pure shock on his face was better than any lottery win. He wanted to pave over the weeds for a quick upgrade, but he ended up losing a fortune because he couldn't see the value in the life that grew beneath his feet. True wealth isn't the concrete you pour today. It's the silent, living legacy you have the heart to protect for tomorrow. If you believe that we should honor the dreams of our parents, leave a leaf herb in the comments. Let's show the world that some things are worth saving. God bless you for watching.